Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and we gotta cover this absolutely insane Subnautica 2 saga, I guess you could call it. I swear for like the last week, I would wake up and I would see a new headline about Subnautica 2, and I'd be like, huh, that's interesting, that's kind of insane, I should probably do a video about this. And then that happened like 5 times in a row, and I'm done with it. We are doing a complete breakdown of the saga and everything leading up to this, or everything in the last week or so that's been leading up to this. So let's actually just kick it off with what happened just now. Tweeted out last night by Jason Schreier, just in Unknown World, founders Charlie Cleveland and Max McGuire, along with former CEO Ted Gill, are filing a lawsuit against Krafton. Krafton are the new owners of Subnautica. Krafton also acquired Tango Gameworks, and they have the Hi-Fi Rush IP. So, you know, Hi-Fi Rush is a game I really loved, and this whole saga makes me worried about that. Schreier also noted much more to come in the next few days, and I should say, I said tweeted out, it was on Blue Sky, so there you go with that. Krafton ultimately did respond to that, and they slammed the ex-Subnautica 2 execs, but let's go back to the beginning. Okay, so, the IGN article, this was posted on July the 2nd, morning of July the 2nd. I think this is the first time I saw this story, but I was covering the Steam sale and just didn't talk about a lot of the ongoing gaming news, but this was posted on July 2nd over on IGN. Subnautica 2 developers' entire leadership team replaced in shock move Krafton said will bring renewed energy and momentum. This already caused an upheaval in the Subnautica community, and people were incredibly upset by this. Unknown World's owner, Krafton, which they also worked on PUBG, the original leadership team in Ted Gill, Charlie Cleveland, and Max McGuire all have been replaced, and that happened, and it was effective immediately. Cleveland and McGuire founded the 24-year-old company, while Gill joined almost 7 years ago as president before his promotion to CEO in August of 2024. Noting there is nothing more important than the gamer experience. Given the anticipation around Subnautica 2, we owe our players nothing less than the best possible game as soon as possible. Bear in mind, Subnautica 2 also just got delayed. We are thrilled Steve is joining us in our shared commitment at Krafton and Unknown Worlds to deliver Subnautica 2 as a more complete and satisfying entry in the series, one that truly lives up to player expectations. Now, who is taking over? Steve Papatisis, I probably butchered his pronunciation of his name, former Striking Distance CEO. Now, you might be wondering, what is Striking Distance? Striking Distance is in fact the studio that put out world-renowned success in the Callisto Protocol. Now, Callisto Protocol was a game that was published by Krafton. What's insane is Callisto Protocol, I said it was a world-renowned success. No, this game was a commercial failure. The game received mixed reviews from critics and failed to meet the sales expectations of Krafton. So it's interesting that they're taking the former CEO of Striking Distance, which, again, did Callisto Protocol, which was published by Krafton, and now we're bringing him in to be the CEO and the leader at Subnautica's studio of Unknown Worlds. That just seems incredibly odd to me, but let's continue. This was posted by Jason Schreier on Bloomberg on July the 9th, updated on July the 10th, that Subnautica 2, the game has been delayed ahead of the $250 million payout that was a bonus that was going to go out to the team. The second most wishlisted title for upcoming games on the PC platform Steam, Subnautica 2 was originally set to offer early access to players later this year. That schedule has now been changed. In a statement shared with Bloomberg News on Wednesday, Krafton said that the game has been delayed until 2026 due to feedback from early tests and is solely to improve its quality. It was not influenced by any contractual or financial considerations. How about that? Was that just something that got lost in shuffle? Oh, we didn't know about this payout. What's going on with this payout? We never heard about this payout. The first Subnautica release back in 2018 was an indie smash hit, and 3 years later, Krafton purchased Unknown Worlds at an enterprise value of $500 million, and the sequel was in fact in development. The $250 million bonus that we're talking about was due to kick in if Unknown Worlds hit certain revenue targets by the end of 2025. This would have ended up with the developers of the game with 6-figure or even 7-figure payouts. Unknown Studios has around 100 people. Staff who were at the company at the time of the acquisition were told they were eligible for bonuses ranging from hundreds of thousands of dollars to 7 figures. Now, last week, Krafton announced that it had fired Unknown Worlds. Again, this was from the article, and with the leadership change, and it'll be very interesting to see how that bonus is handled. We are deeply disappointed by former leadership's conduct, and above all, we feel a profound betrayal by their failure to honor the trust placed in them by our fans. That's what Krafton said in regards to the replacement of the Unknown Worlds leadership. It's a good question, and I would appreciate patience on this particular topic as far as the $250 million bonus. The fact that they won't outright say anything about this bonus and what's going on, I find that to be quite interesting. Like, that is so insane. It's a good question, and I would appreciate patience on this particular topic. Just say, you know, don't worry, we're gonna take care, at least say we're gonna take care of our employees. They will be compensated for this bonus. Like, what is going on here? He then added, the specifics of the acquisition were beyond my current understanding at the moment, but I would imagine he would be well aware of the financial situation, or at least what's being looked at. Maybe they're waiting to finalize some things. The desire of Krafton is to have the very best version of Subnautica 2 available for early access. While yes, the software that everybody worked on is in a great spot, and it felt like, hey, we should launch this, that wasn't where both parties aligned around. He added, it's never been told to me that we're making this change specifically to impact any earnout or anything like that. Now, it hasn't been told to him specifically. A lot of the times when situations like this arise, from what I know, it's very much, we'll skirt around it. This is why we're doing it, but no one is going to outright say why they're doing specific things. But everybody kind of looks at each other and is like, this is why this is happening, but nobody will actually say why it's happening because they don't want to look like the bad guy in this situation. That's how I am perceiving it at this point, unless they come out and they say something entirely as far as what's going on. I feel like, I don't need clarity, I'm just a dude. Who deserves the clarity are the developers. Who deserves the clarity are the former owners of Unknown World. I'm just a dude. I'm not even into Subnautica like that. However, this situation is so wild that I feel like I needed to talk about it because this is a lot of money. You're talking about potential 6 to 7 figure payouts. Like, this is not a drop in the bucket kind of deal. Oh, we're just gonna figure it out and we'll let you know once we have a solution. Like, what? There were developers that potentially could have gotten 7-figure payouts, and now, because the game is getting delayed, what's going on as far as that's concerned? Now, Krafton has issued another statement noting, the statement says that Krafton had allocated approximately 90% of the up to $250 million earnout compensation to the 3 former executives, with the expectation that the executives would demonstrate leadership and active involvement in the development of Subnautica 2. The statement then accuses the ousted leadership of essentially abandoning development on the game while affirming fair and equitable compensation for all remaining Unknown Worlds employees. So, that is their counter to the situation now. This has really devolved into a he said, she said kind of situation, and now, what is the truth of this whole situation? I think people want to lean on the side of the original owners of Unknown Worlds, but were they doing some wild things? I don't know. And whenever you have one side saying one thing, the other side saying another, the truth generally lies somewhere in the middle, but I would imagine a lot more information is going to come out in the coming days. This saga is just absolutely insane. I feel for the developers more than anything because let's say Krafton is real in what they're saying. Well, why are they taking 90% of the up to $250 million? And even if they took out 90%, that still leaves $25 million. And they said, that still leaves $25 million. And that would still be a significant amount divvied up among 100 developers or 100 or so developers. So, whatever the case may be, I hope more than anything, I hope the developers are compensated. Look, the Unknown World CEOs and everything like that, I imagine they have, or the former CEOs, I imagine they're financially pretty free. The developers that were working on this game, that you're talking about a 6 to 7 figure payout that could be actual life-changing money that hopefully they'll eventually get. They'll eventually be compensated accordingly. I know game development, the world of game development is an absolute roller coaster, and with the way the landscape has been, you don't know how long for a job it is with so many layoffs happening, so many studio closures happening. I would hope that all of the developers are fairly compensated. That more than anything, like Subnautica 2 ends up how it ends up, whatever the case may be on that. I just want the developers to be fairly compensated. That's the biggest thing in this story, because 6 to 7 figures, I don't know, that could go a long way. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Just an insane story that I think will develop over the course of the next couple of weeks, maybe even for the rest of the year and into 2026 when Subnautica 2 does officially release in early access. But let me know your thoughts down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.